All right, we're back over here, this time with Boomie and Sandstorm. And we didn't get a chance to talk to you earlier when we caught up with Boomie. So first of all, tell me your impressions of the event so far and how you felt about your performance.
I think I'm definitely playing really good today, and BCX this year, I think, has improved from last year, for sure.
All right, now, I don't know if you guys heard, but they said it's essentially going to be like 2019 Rotterdam all over again. I want to get your thoughts on that statement.
We have been looking forward to this rematch for a very long time, so we're not really worried about it.
Yeah, they're European.
Okay. So we've got a little regional rivalry going on here. Is it safe to say that you think that they just don't stand a chance right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that is some confident trash talk. I am here for that. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys go get set up for the match. This is going to be one you do not want to miss. Desk, I want to hear your thoughts on that.
They can get when they're playing this game, but we're locking into game one on the Fortress of Lions. Acno and Blaze versus Boomie and Sandstorm. World champions abound. Let's get it popping.
As you said that, more and more bodies walked this way because of what potential we have. I expect an absolute beatdown to happen at every single second because the level in which they play is so advantageous heavy. Once you get one hit, Boomie and Sandstorm combo you to oblivion, but the same thing happens with Blaze always lining up for Acno, being such a good support, but he himself pops off in twos. And that is exactly what you need as Acno gets the first one off of Boomie and Sandstorm shortly to follow.
They're just EU though. They're just EU though. I don't know.
As a European, you drive on the right side. I guess you only press the keys on the wrong side, but it looks like they're pressing all the right buttons right now as they have already started off with a dominant start. We talked about Ogrim and the shake to that.
Yes.
We'll always see that coming in here from Blaze. This is the same duo that we saw them rock last year at BCX.
I mean, an Acno on this Kai is just so good as well. I'm waiting to see the clap back from Boomie and Sandstorm, though. This is a new Sandstorm in a lot of ways, right? We do have those battle boots here that is going to be a huge difference maker in terms of what Acno and Blaze are used to, but so far, it's not making much of a splash.
That's exactly what Blaze was pointing out at the beginning, too. It's like, we got to adapt to the boots, which are going to be a big problem as the Headlight is going to go ahead and take them all off the side. But once they figure that out, they might be able to get things done as they're going to answer back right away with that side air. Boomie shortly to follow again. Blaze has refused to give up a single one. He said at the end, we're winning, and it sure looks like he's backing that up.
Yeah, no, I mean, a minute and 30 seconds in, and Sandstorm already down to the final stock. Boomie also down to the final stock. We still have Blaze perfectly healthy on the screen here. Boomie and Sandstorm, admittedly, they were saying they were playing pretty hot, but right now they're looking a little bit lost as the EU just continued veterans keep putting on the pressure.
Something that just happened a match ago was EU went up a set against one of NA's best, and they weren't able to close the set out with a pretty dominant game one against Made in Experience. That could happen again here where Boomie and Sandstorm pick it up, but they have a whole lot of learning to do because right now, this first game was dominantly in favor of Acno and Blaze.
Oh, man, and I wonder, this is looking pretty tough here. Sandstorm going to go ahead and try to learn as much as he can and not for much longer because that side signature is, honestly, that entire game one was absurdly quick. Acno and Blaze kind of packed them up and shipped them out for that game one. I'm hoping going into the next one, they're able to make the, as you were mentioning before, Made in Experience in a similar spot. Can they have the switch turn on to make the adjustments?
It's all about adaptation, but you need to look, math be hard sometimes, but these numbers are pretty straightforward. 300 apiece for Boomie, for Sandstorm and Acno. 192 for Boomie, Blaze 654. That was the Blaze show. He was running hot and he ran through everyone. As we saw, it took forever for him to even give up one stock. They cannot let that happen again here in game two.
We can already see Sandstorm kind of going wild with these boots. I don't think they want to leave Sandstorm alone with these boots against any member of the red team here because you can see just how much damage he can rack up. But if they give him more opportunities to be alone with someone, that's where we may see Acno and Blaze start to crumble a little bit.
See if they can get some separation right now. The anxiety is trying to land just around Acno. The Headlight pushing Boomie back up into the skies, and he's been having trouble getting in. Stuck here unarmed, but finally gets access to the sphere, so this is a good opportunity for them to get a team combo maybe. No position to follow up, though, is Sandstorm to try and get that KO.
It's tough. The side stick from Boomie is going to be pretty good, but not enough to find a KO here. Sandstorm looking for something, tries to convert off of that D-Light tear, couldn't get there in time.
That's big. You drop those opportunities, not only did Sandstorm not get the KO, but Acno punished him for lining that up in the first place. So your team combo turned into an advantage for Team EU.
But now things have been equalized, but for how long, the weapon throw doesn't even really need to happen there, as Sandstorm is able to find that KO onto Blaze and is still holding on to this first stock. But the tough thing about rocking boots in twos is that you don't have the most range here, so you really have to rely on movement a lot, and sometimes when you try to get in, you get caught, like you saw Blaze do right there with that side lights air.
They tried to double up on recovery. They've sneak one out on Boomie, get another one down back to one stock, but it didn't end up hitting, so allowed Sandstorm to get back in. Sandstorm, he's doing a great job of separating them, as he talked about with the range. The thing with Battle Boots is that it keeps you in a cinematic experience.
Yes.
It blocks you away from being able to play the game. That's going to be good for Boomie to get back into it.
But one thing about these cutscenes is that they do kind of take a bit of time, right? And so it means you do have a lot of opportunity. Hold on, team combo. Oh, tries to go for the N-Sig, but can't get the follow-up. That would have been monumental in terms of changing the tide of battle, but still great damage altogether. They still have a lead.
And unfortunately for them, Blaze fell out of that, so he got a free punish. They had both of them locked up, but that could have been a quick double KO. Instead, Boomie falls, but a much closer game now compared to the last one.
They are making the adjustment slowly but surely. Honestly, not that slow because it is only game 2. They're doing it pretty quick, relatively, but will they be able to come out on top here as Blaze and Acno were able to secure a lead yet again? Boomie trying to buy some time here, getting sandwiched between Blaze and Acno. Sandstorm just trying to get close enough, but doesn't have the range to really threaten, and so kind of relying on Boomie's own defense to clear the way.
Boomie's offense picking up there where he needed to, the N-Sig coming through and getting rid of that problem that he was having, but now, can they replicate that success? Sandstorm waiting on top of that soft platform, trying to see if Boomie would send him upward, but he realized because Acno was on the right, it was not worth it. Just go ahead and get your damage.
Oh man, you can see in that moment, Boomie almost had the conversion, but Acno instead gonna find this punish, tries to get that down air a little bit early, but hits him off the corner, almost spells disaster, falls out of the side air, but Boomie finds the ground pound, doesn't get hit by the ground pound in return from Blaze, but that side signature does not KO Sandstorm and makes things still a little bit better for the blue team, but they're both in the red. This is a super doable 2v1 for Blaze.
Blaze, all he needs to do is catch one good clip, but that won't be enough to get rid of him yet. Everybody in the red. Blaze still can get rid of one. There goes the dare. Does he get the closeout? No, he gets the recovery, but it's not going to side air misses, and now he close it out. That time, so close to Blaze getting it done, but something that we talk about all the time that finally showed its head here. Boomie, throughout the history of Brawlhalla, has been one of the most difficult people to edgeguard in the game's history. When he is not on point, he's falling, but when he is on point, he's getting through like that to allow them to get that game number 2.
And that was honestly terrifying as far as 2v1s go in Brawlhalla. When you have both people in the red, once you're down and alone, it's like I just have to hit both of them once and I'm back in this, right? And so, narrowly did not go that way. I mean, it was a game of spacing, like quite literal pixels determined the outcome of that game, but Boomstorm did manage to bring it to a 1-1 game 3.
Especially when it's Ulgrim too. Lance or Axe, it doesn't matter, straight hit, you are going to get KO'd. So they had to be very careful about making sure he never got access to that, but that was very close to it being a 2-0 lead, and I'm very happy because biasly, of course, you already know, I want to see this go to distance.
Yeah, no, Sam, I would love to see a game 5 here, as in game 3, things are already shaping up to be electric, as we see Boomie trying to get this neutral sig, Acno responding in tow. Both of these teams are so fast to punish a whipped attack of any kind from both players of the opposite team that it's so hard to find your moment, but that was the perfect moment from Acno with that D-Light Sayer.
That's the reason why they're splitting so much money in that bank account. They have so many championships to back it up because they're always reacting immediately. The communication's barely there because they're doing it off of intuition, knowing what their teammates up to.
Yes.
But that can get tougher and tougher as Acno's defense will always pick up. Not that time to, he finally gets caught.
Yeah, no, the interrupt game, I mean, from this team, honestly, all the teams we've seen today has just been so immaculate. But now we're at a point here where the stocks are even. Boomie does end up losing that one, so now they're slightly in the favor of Team EU. But Sandstorm is trying to hang on here, doesn't have a whole lot of jumps. Nice little save coming out from Boomie off the respawn platform to make sure that Sandstorm can have a way to get back to the stage, but not without taking a whole lot of damage. No, he doesn't even get to touch the base platform there, but should be fine. One more hit. No, they let Sandstorm get back, but he's been in the corner for the past 30 seconds.
That's so funny how he got in the middle and Acno said, I was busy here, and still went after Sandstorm, and they still get the KO after all that. They finally get rid of Blaze, very similar to game 1, holding on to that stock all the way down to that 6-minute mark.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of isolating Team North America here. I mean, Boomie and Sandstorm trying to get something started there. Acno tries to interrupt it, but also gets interrupted in tow. Boomie gets hit by the D-Light Sayer. They are scrapping right now.
That's 2 times in a row, too, on a quick call with the D-Light. Acno filling himself a bit. There we go. We're going to get the closeout. Sandstorm needs to be careful about how he decides to approach this. You don't want to get 2v1 into a free combo. Boomie is going to get in the middle to allow them a moment of reprieve, but they are both behind a full stock.
Yeah, no, things are looking tough here. Sandstorm tries to get one here. I love that conversion from the sideline to the grab to cancel end line, and it was enough to find the KO. What awareness.
I did not think that was going to KO, and that's why I thought he was going to get close to the blast zone. Blaze could help him, and then he makes it back maybe, but no, they got an amazing call there with that end light, and now all they need to do is catch Blaze slipping, and we got an even game.
Yeah, no, things are looking very precarious here. Who's going to get that game 3 advantage? It matters the most in all game 5 sets, and you know they both really want it. Blaze looking for that end light. Sandstorm trying to find this hit here. Gets a pass over the Boomie, gets interrupted. The interrupts are so frame perfect, but the side air into the stage is going to be enough.
That was so good on Boomie too to make sure he fell off the stage with that side light to not get punished, get that reversal side air because Blaze decided to go chase him, so he kind of baited him in that situation almost. And now, even though Boomie's pretty damaged, he's not been hit too much over this last like 30 seconds or so. They need to keep that up. Sandstorm now getting pieced up himself.
Oh, and there falls Boomie. Sandstorm trying to answer back here, is going to try to do it with these boots if he can get them off stage, but the weapon throws harpoon after harpoon. There's nowhere to run, and it's going to be Acno and Blaze taking the lead in the set, 2-1 against Boomie and Sandstorm.
Talk about a near impossible situation to get away from. Spear and Lance both flying your way, and you have a pretty linear recovery behind Boots, so you have to go low, and if you somehow get around them, you have 2 ground pounds in cover.
Yes. Man, that was a tough one. And they go right back to Apocalypse. They're trying to waste no time. Boomie and Sandstorm understand what they have to do. Acno and Blaze have been doing such a great job of separating them, and once they separate, they crumble, it appears. Before I was saying you don't want to be alone with Sandstorm, but that's never actually happened because it's been 2v1 on this person, then 2v1 on the other, and they've just been pushed apart like Moses splitting the Red Sea, and they haven't had a chance to reconvene.
One thing that they've been able to convene on consistently is always winning.
Woo!
That's what Sandstorm having something to say about that. Boomie falls shortly after, but that is a big win for them if they want to get some confidence to bring this to that game 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way you got to start up if you're going to go ahead and go the full distance here, as these two screen teams have been scrapping the entire time. Acno with a perfect chase dodge, sideways then upwards, goes for the recovery, gets hit and gets a chase dodge off of that to continue the pressure, but hold on, a pass, and it gets interrupted yet again. Great awareness from Blaze.
Stat you will never see is team saves. That's number 4 for Blaze throughout the set. He is consistently breaking things up, and not only do they get to keep Acno in the mix, but also that stock, they get one, and there goes Boomie. Big difference of 5 stocks here compared to the 3 that it could have been even.
And things are starting to look a little dire, and the unarmed down airs make things look bad, but a beautiful save from Boomie to go ahead and allow Sandstorm to have a breath of fresh air. Boomie still playing so aggressive despite being on his final stock because he hasn't taken much damage. So he's like, you know what, I'll run in now. Once I get around to like the mid-late damage ranges, I'll back off a little bit, but if I back off now, we have no shot of bringing this back.
Exactly, this is power play time, and that is not where you want to be if you want to have that happen. Boomie all the way in the skies is going to get away, but keeps getting stuffed out in sweat beads by these late hit recoveries. He finally finds the ground.
Oh my goodness, Acno is not getting off of Boomie, and now here's a chance for 2v1. Double side sig, but they hit the stage, which gets that knockback reduction. Had it been a little bit closer to the side, would have gone off the corner and maybe led to some stocks, but despite that, we see Blaze get one off the top. Sandstorm is all alone. This is game 4. They don't have another chance after this. He gets the dunk from the top ropes. That might be a stock. No, it's not enough. I don't know if Sandstorm can do it.
Sandstorm in the worst position possible. Gonna go ahead and get to the he gets one. He has to play as godly as we've seen him in the past, but this is behind 2 full stocks for Acno and Blaze. They can afford to trade with each other if they feel like it, just to guarantee they
no dodge. Man, Acno understands how to play defense against Boots. Here's an opportunity for Sandstorm. He needs to get the stock right here, and he doesn't get the read on the dodge, and that's going to make it so much tougher. The down sig from Kaya, twirl that baton around, is going to lead to Acno and Blaze with a 3-0 record against Boomie and Sandstorm.
You may have